Hey YouTube, this is Mad Movie Mark with another Mad Movie Mark movie review, counting down my top 10 favorite movies of all time. We are at number 3, which is going to be the 1980s drama, Ordinary People. So let me go ahead and recap the movies I have done thus far. Number 10 was Magnolia, number 9 was Amadeus, number 8 was Memento, number 7, Paths of Glory, number 6 was The Jerk, number 5, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, number 4, I did a little song number in the beginning, and I have not lost any subscribers as of yet. That was Singing in the Rain. And number 3 now is the movie from 1980, Ordinary People. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little story here to open up the review. That way you guys will understand why I enjoy this movie so much, why I think it's one of the best movies of all time, and why it appeals to me. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to sympathize with this movie. They're not going to have any sort of events in their life that pertain to this movie, so maybe they don't connect with it that well. And I understand that. I have a lot of friends who, when I've suggested this movie, they don't connect to it. They don't understand its appeal. To them, it's just kind of a rich family that's having problems. They're able to afford a really good psychiatrist, and things get better. But for me, this movie really helped me when I was younger. It was a healing type of movie. It helped me heal from a very hard event that happened in my life. So about a month after I graduated from high school, my best friend and I graduated from high school. He was killed by a drunk driver. We had been best friends since we were 11 years old. Sorry, since we were 6 years old. So for 11 years, we were best friends. And when he passed away, I basically just fell into a very deep, dark hole of depression. Excuse me. I felt an enormous amount of guilt. I know that's probably weird to say, but I felt guilty that I was alive, and that my friend was not. Uh, Even to this day, there's still some guilt that I feel that he had his whole life ahead of him. He was a very, very good person. He was very popular in school. I was not. He was very athletic. I was not. Um, and I felt like he had his whole life ahead of him. He had a very bright future, and it was taken away. And for some reason, I am still here. I was not involved in the accident that happened. I was at another state on vacation. Uh, but it just still felt very weird to me that someone who I had known almost my entire life was no longer here, and I was. And I just could not get my head around it. I basically shunned everyone out of my life. I stayed in my room for a month. I had people who wanted to help me, who wanted to be there for me, and I blew them off. I just was not able to be around other people at the time. Um, one big difference from me and Conrad's character in this movie is I had a very good support system with my parents. But the difference is that although my parents felt like my best friend was their child, he wasn't really their child. My best friend's parents did have a sort of relationship for a while, like Conrad's parents in the movie. They did have a lot of issues and a lot of problems for the same reason Conrad's parents had problems. They were able to eventually get over those problems, and they are very happy today, and they're still together today. But so this movie, it does a very, very, very good job of portraying how exactly this type of event destroys a family, how it can destroy people individually, how this type of event leads you kind of just going through the motions of life and completely lost. That was me. I was completely lost. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't even know if I wanted to be around anymore. Like it, and and if you've never been through that before, and let's say you're Timothy Hutton in this movie, and you've never gone through that before, how do you portray that onto screen? If you're a director, if you're Robert Redford, how do you portray that onto film? Um, and they do just the most amazing job at capturing the feelings, the emotions, the anxiety, the depression, um, everything that goes into this. They do just such a beautiful job. Uh, I saw this movie when I first saw this movie. I cried through the entire movie. I still cry almost through the entire movie today. I'm not above saying that. I also cried through 12 Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but for kind of a different reason. But this movie is the best movie I've ever seen that just completely helped me heal and helped me get through what I was going through. And I've never watched a movie that has been able to do that ever besides this movie. It just completely captures what I needed and what I was feeling, and it made me actually feel like someone understood, like someone was there. Conrad, to me in this movie, I felt like him and I went through this together at the same time. I felt like him and I were healing at the same time. And at the end of the movie, I felt like that we, in some way, had gotten better together. And this is what a movie should be to me. So, with that explanation, I will start the rest of the review. This movie stars Donald Sutherland as Calvin Jarrett, Mary Tyler Moore as Beth Jarrett, Judd Hirsch as Dr. Berger, Timothy Hutton as Conrad Jarret. Um, this movie won a series of Oscars. It won Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor for Timothy Hutton, Best Director for Robert Redford, Best Writing of a Screenplay for a borrowed material, basically, because it was based off a book. Mary Tyler Moore was nominated for Best Actress, but she lost to Sissy Spacek for A Coal Miner's Daughter. And then also Best Supporting Actor nominee was Judd Hirsch. So he went up against Timothy Hutton, and Timothy Hutton won for his role. This movie essentially, I've kind of gone over it a little bit already, but Judd Hirsch plays a character named Conrad Jarret. He is in high school. Him and his brother go on a boating trip together. There's some rough seas. The boat capsizes. They're both kind of hanging on to opposite sides of the boat, and his brother gets tired and lets go. His brother was a kind of the football star. He was physically stronger, than Conrad, but he let go and he unfortunately drowned, and Conrad lived. And after that, Conrad tried to commit suicide. He felt very guilty for being the one who lived. He felt his brother was stronger. His brother should have lived. He didn't understand why he was the one who survived. He didn't. He felt bad about not letting go. He felt bad about living, basically. He commits suicide and he goes to a hospital. And this movie kind of starts off where he is out of the hospital. His dad, who is Donald Sutherland, plays a dad who is trying. He kind of likes things orderly. He cares deeply for Conrad. He just doesn't know how to talk to him. He doesn't know what Conrad needs. He wants to give Conrad what he needs emotionally. He wants to be there for Conrad physically, but he is sort of emotionally, I don't want to say detached from the situation because he's not, but he doesn't know what to provide Conrad. He doesn't know what Conrad needs, and he doesn't know how to ask Conrad what he needs. He tries to guess what Conrad needs. He tries to do the best he can, but he feels like he sort of is in limbo. He doesn't know what he needs to do. Mary Tyler Moore plays a character who is much different from what she normally plays. I don't know if anyone watched my review of The Queen, but when I reviewed The Queen, I described her as someone who is very traditional, believes that things should be bottled up inside and kind of dealt with on your own, that you shouldn't make a spectacle of things, that you shouldn't invite people into your problems, into your situation, that you should basically hide your emotions, that you shouldn't be outwardly emotional because it sets the wrong example. People might think you're weak, or people might think that you are a lesser of a person because you're outwardly showing emotions. I believe that Mary Tyler Moore is the same type of character in this movie, where she definitely she's kind of someone who likes to finer things in life, and she doesn't want, she has a certain circle of friends who all act kind of the same way, where you deal with things on your own. And if you have a problem in your family, you don't seek out other people to talk about it. You don't you don't go to like a psychologist. You deal with it on your own, and you fix it on your own, because you're a strong person and you should just be able to handle it. And these different ways that these family members deal with their pain and deal with their problem is basically the reason, is the catalyst for the problems that are happening in the family dynamic. I saw this with my friend who passed away. His parents, one of his parents, kind of worked all the time and needed to be away from the situation, and his other parent needed someone to be there with them. So they handled it differently, and it also caused an issue. Same problem here. They all need different things. They all need to handle the situation in different ways, and there's not a lot of give or understanding between them. So Conrad decides to seek the help of a psychologist, which is brilliantly played by Judd Hirsch. I've heard that there are psychology classes that actually show this movie to kind of teach what Judd Hirsch has done. He comes at Conrad basically asking, like, what do you need from me? And Conrad said he wants better control over things in life and better control of what's going on. He will later say that he doesn't feel good, that the therapy that is not helping him feel better. And Judd Hirsch basically says, well, I mean, what makes you think that you're supposed to feel better? Life's not always about feeling good. You know, life is about feeling bad, and you just need to be able to deal with that and find a way to really exert that, to just let it out, to just yell, and to stop being what your parents taught you to be, which is kind of bottled up and proper. He is the voice of reason in this movie, kind of. He really does help Timothy Hutton bring out his emotions and kind of deal with what he's doing. He helps him heal. There's a really great scene towards the end of the movie where Timothy Hutton has lost one of his friends who was in the hospital with him. She killed herself. He is a huge ball of emotion. He runs to Dr. Berger seeking help. And this is kind of the scene where you figure out what's been bothering Timothy Hutton's character. He talks about how he feels this extreme guilt that he hung onto the boat and that he survived. And Dr. Berger said, well, what's so bad about that? You're here. You're alive. You're supposed to be feeling good. Basically, there's no reason for two people to have died that day. You're still walking the earth. You need to just be thankful that you're here. There's a reason why you lived. You might not be the strongest, stronger than your brother, but you're here, so be happy, be excited, and go out and live your life, type of thing. And this is a scene of the movie that I always get emotional, and I always, it never fails, I always cry during this scene. And it's just, it's what helped me heal. Mary Tyler Moore's character, she plays a very, very good sort of the distraught, keep to yourself type of character. Towards the end, there is kind of a separation between Donald Sutherland and Mary Tyler Moore. But I mean, I think the ending is what it needs to be. It's not supposed to be a happy movie, um, but um, but yeah. So the acting in this movie is fantastic. Obviously, everyone but Donald Sutherland was nominated for awards. Best actor for this year went to Robert De Niro for Raging Bull. There is a lot of argument that Ordinary People robbed Raging Bull of Best Picture. It is arguably Robert De Niro's best acting performance. I will not sit here and tell you Raging Bull is a bad movie. I love Raging Bull. I think Raging Bull is a terrific movie. But I think that this movie is just different. And I think this movie is better than Raging Bull because, like I said before, it had to be so hard to write down on paper and to act and to really portray what someone these type of feelings that someone is feeling when a loved one passes away, and they just did it so beautifully. Um, and I've never seen another movie like it ever in my life. Uh, I think everyone should watch it. I think even if you haven't suffered this type of loss, I think you'll still get something out of it. And I don't have a whole lot more to say about Ordinary People besides the fact that it's a great movie. It's an emotional roller coaster for me. I owe a lot to this movie. I owe a lot of thanks to this movie. This movie helped me get through a very dark time in my life. And honestly, I don't know where I would be without this movie. I mean, I would still be here. I would still be around. But I don't know the type of person I would be if I didn't have something like this. This is what movies can do. Movies can. I mean, I was kind of a lazy type of person who didn't want to do anything with my life until I saw Almost Famous. And then that made me want to get out and live. This is what movies do for me. This is why I enjoy watching movies and why I enjoy reviewing movies. Ordinary People is 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. I think that's maybe two or three in a row. I definitely maybe three in a row. So yeah, 10 out of 10. My next review is going to probably be sometime next week, maybe Sunday, and it is going to be my number 2 favorite movie of all time, which is going to be a surprise. I don't want to say it right now. I'm going to leave my next 2 to be a surprise until they actually get uploaded. So thank you. I hope you got something out of this review. I know there wasn't a whole lot of movie review in this, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed letting that out. I enjoyed talking about my friend. I will talk about my friend anytime that anyone wants me to. So thank you. Have a good day.